I mentioned earlier with Stephen, no fewer than 3 Paralympic champions here. We start with the lady that is the dominant force. She found herself being stopped in the clean sweep attempt in Pyeongchang. How will she fare at the World Championships this time out? Farkasova, 32 years old now, lives in Bratislava, guided by Natalia Subatova. And it is a formidable pairing that has won gold medals all around the world. This is their 5th World Championships, or Farkasova's at least. As you might have seen in the highlights from television, the return for Farkasova there after a long, lengthy injury spell was sublime. 4 golds and a silver, replicated in Pyeongchang just a year later. It's no secret that all 5 titles were the aim for the Slovakian pairing. What will they come up with here in this opening run? You hear Subatova, 107.29. He's greeted by a huge cheer at the bottom, and there's a head down and a little shake from Farkasova. Are you ready? She said just before getting underway. This is Melissa Perrine, Australian, new season, new guide, but not somebody they don't know. Bobby Kelly is reportedly asked for a couple of years running whether she'd come and be Mel Perrine's guide. Christian Geiger wanting to concentrate on the coaching aspect. He was her guide as well. Bobby joins the team, a 26-year-old. She and Melissa appear to get on very well. Oh, there's a slow section there as Perrine has to correct everything. Getting wide. And she is 2.85 seconds down on the Paralympic champion. This wasn't one of those that Farkasova struggled with. The slalom event was the one that belonged to Menna Fitzpatrick. So Farkasova continues to lead. Perrine's time, 1:11.78. You see Mel and Bobby just taking a look back up the guide and wondering where that can be better. Taking a look at the video board as well. There's some nice hats.
Sounds scratchy.
Always takes people a couple of seconds to figure out where they are. Is the competition serious? So's that man there, but these ladies. I think the lady on the left is part of the James Whitley fan club. There's Subatova and Farkasova over there with the Slovakian coaches. Slight delay before we start our 3rd run. Kelly Gallagher is meant to be next. Looks like that's still the case, so not 100% sure where the slight delay is at the moment. runs into the leader area. Nobody swept the bench. Subatova managing that one. Otherwise, that's a cold sit down, and nobody wants that. Not in -5. If you want to get in touch with us throughout the course of the competition, you can indeed use the hashtag. That's Kranjska Gora 2019. And you can follow on social media channels for extra content away from the live stream at Alpine on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Shot a moment ago of Mr. Perrine and the Australian coach just chatting away. I'm not sure that gentleman's got the right neck attire for this sort of weather, but maybe it'll keep him warm. That must be the local council. 2 watching, 1 working. Again, welcome to the coverage of the World Para-Alpine Skiing Championship. If you've just joined us, you've only missed 2 runs so far. Farkasova and Perrine, Slovakia and Australia have been. But a delay on the course. You can see Kranjska and Subatova, and up at the other end, keeping warm now, it's Kelly Gallagher and her guide Gary Smith. So again, these athletes not only have the World Championships to cope with, but of course the World Cup circuit, which got a slight delay to that start. We were meant to go to Slalom in December, but the lack of snow has meant that didn't happen. So the World Cup sort of started in Zagreb. As we take a look back at the final stages of Henrietta Farkasova, World Cup started in Zagreb only last week. It was a small gathering. A lot of athletes deciding that it was too close to the Worlds to be involved in. Some of the athletes taking it as a last moment chance to get some practice in. And Kelly Gallagher looks like the jacket's come off again now, so she might be getting ready to come. Yep, you're going to have to take your helmet off for that phone to work, love. There we go. She'll get that right. Annalena Forster fans. I think that might be harder to say than I thought. But plenty of people down at the bottom. Those ladies and gentlemen have got some time to wait. The Annalena Forster going in the women's sitting competition. We've still got the women's standing. And 3 athletes of the women's VI. Kelly Gallagher looks in great spirits, doesn't she? At the top, up there. can hear them maybe through your TVs or devices. They're just chatting away to each other, these two. 33 now. Debuted in 2009 in New Zealand. Became the first athlete from Great Britain in any of the sports to win a Paralympic Winter Games gold. So she goes down in history, Kelly Gallagher. We're not far from her coming down here at these World Championships. So Mary Smith to the left of your screen starts the women's day one. It's day two of these World Para-Alpine Skiing Championships. The giant slalom is the first obstacle on the road to stardom. Again, the guide and the athlete communicating with each other via the Bluetooth headsets. In their helmets. Both of these two are quite vocal. Every instruction that Gary gives, Kelly seems to answer. Quite icy in the bottom section. Nobody struggling so far. A fair few DNFs in the men's events yesterday. Nothing at the levels of Sochi or Pyeongchang, it has to be said. Conditions here much better. Oh, Gallagher just slipping and sliding in this bottom section. That might be the icy conditions we talked about. And Gallagher gets a 1:14.70. He puts it behind Perrine.
Really working hard there.
You might have heard her say, I'm really working hard there. Every experienced champion needs a young upstart to push them. Farkasova found just that. In the last World Championships, Millie Knight was Great Britain's youngster that was pushing. In Pyeongchang, it was the turn of Millie Knight, partner Menna Fitzpatrick, who, along with Knight's former guide, Jen Keogh, was in fact the lady that stopped Farkasova taking all 5 titles. The joyous scenes that you saw at the beginning with the highlights package of Keogh and Fitzpatrick embracing in the winners area. Unexpected, maybe. Deserved, absolutely. Fitzpatrick pushing constantly. Bronze in the Super G, silver in the Super Combined, silver in this event, the giant slalom. What a games this youngster had. And Menna and Jen coming to the line. 1:14.09, it's behind Perrine, so the two Brits drop in behind the Australian. And nobody at the moment able to affect Slovakian. Final athlete to go is Anna Peskova. "32-year-old. We saw her at the Paralympic Games. An 11th place finish in the Super G. 2 DNFs in the downhill and the Super Combined. So this is the first look at Peskova and Michaela Hubakova from Czech Republic in any form of slalom at a major event. Getting quite close to each other at times. Again, different styles, varying techniques. You can see Kubakova, the guide, having to slow herself quite regularly. Taking a fair amount of these gates fairly wide, so losing time, but again, for a vast amount of our athletes, the intentions aren't to come here and medal. Some of them, it is about learning, about competing against the world's best. Some of them will take part in the Europa Cups or the World Cup circuit, but the opportunity to be at a World Champs or a Paralympic Games is not one to be missed. And Anna Peskova gets across the line without problems. 22.90 seconds back. So the coat goes back on, the job done for the Slovakian pairing of Henrietta Krakasova and Natalia Subotova. It's a Perrine in